I'm like, marketing gold. Marketing gold. Tuck that one away for the podcast.
Silver and gold.
Silver and gold. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what we're like? You know SNL when they have Garth and
Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. Wayne's World. That? Wayne's World.
No.
Welcome to Fireside Chats with Royally Unhinged, the podcast. Just kidding.
Here's the fire that's...
We are Royally Unhinged. Welcome to Royally Unhinged. It is a podcast. It's all things marketing, networking, and wizardry. Because we love the old Harry Potter. It's everything you need to know, and some things you didn't know you needed to know. But soon you will know, and we'll all be in the know. And it'll be good to go, you know. I'm one of the co-hosts of this fine here podcast, Princess Paula. And this person over here is my other co-host, and she's known as...
That. Tara B.
That's right. That. Together, the two of us are Royally Unhinged. And some days we're a little more unhinged than others. So welcome. If it's your first time here, pull up a chair because there's no room on the couch because we'll kick you off. We're so glad you found us on the old dial, the old FM dial, maybe the AM dial. If you were just, I don't know, maybe we popped up on your YouTube. My glasses are filthy. So we are in season 2 of our podcastio. And every week we talk about something marketing, networking related, or just really cool that's going out in the business world, going on, going out, going in.
Happening.
That we want to tell you about, talk about, and hopefully you take away some little nuggets. You're going to laugh a little, learn a little, and have a grand old time. All within about 30 to 40 minutes or more if we get talking. You can always... like and subscribe, whatever. Click the buttons if you want so you know when we're here. But just be a super smarty pants and come check us out every Wednesday at noon. Or binge! If you're in the car driving, you could just listen to hours of us.
If you're road tripping, especially for like spring break or something coming up, just listen to us for hours. I'm pretty sure we have like 70 episodes out right now.
And we have had people that then text us afterwards and they're like, just started listening to your podcast and it's hilarious. You're going to laugh along with us because we don't take ourselves too seriously. Which you can't in life, because... Anyway. Also, if you want... There's just like... Okay, this is the stuff. We got merch. If you want to buy the merch, you can sponsor. If you want to sponsor...
Just go to the website. It's going to be
all there.
Just do the things.
If you're just like, I've just discovered you guys, and you're amazing. I want to be involved. How can I be involved? There's always ways. We'll take your money, and we'll tell people about you. That's basically how the world works.
Money, please.
So every week we have a different topic that we chat about here in the studio.
Yep, or do. And I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
I know. We also hide a Dumbledore. There's a little mini Dumbledore that we hide every week somewhere on the set. And we'll reveal it to you at the end of the podcast. But if you find it, let us know. Except for you, Cindy. We already know you found it within the first 2 seconds.
I think we're going to switch it up. I think I'm going to 3D print some different ones and...
Tara's mom, Cindy, finds Dumbledore so fast every week. She's like our super fan.
She sends me screenshots every single time.
She does.
Thanks, Mom.
Quite hilarious. So Tara and I are both in the marketing, branding, promotion. Sorry, got an itchy nose. If you're watching, if you're listening, doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh.
I was really expecting you to sneeze on me. Have you ever been sneezed on? Not by like a dog, but like has Matt ever...
human?
Yeah.
No, he knows better. Because he's been having sneeze attacks lately, so I limit him to 2. Sometimes there's 3.
Just 2 sneeze attacks?
Like 2 repetitive sneezes. If he sneezes, often people do 2 at a time. I'm
so
like,
what
that's
if
all
he
you're
goes
allowed.
for 3? Do you
then I go, no,
him across
no.
The face?
I start doing that. I'm like, no. And then he's like, it kind of, because I try to stop him. But I've watched before. Okay, if you've ever been to the Minnesota Science Museum,
yes,
and there's the display of the human body, and there's the little box that you open it up, and it's somebody sneezing, and it sprays at you, and it's the demo to show you, like, when you sneeze, how far the spray goes of a sneeze. All that to say, I think it would gross. Like, if someone sneezed on me, I would just be like, ugh.
I'm pretty sure with 2 little kids, it happens on a pretty
well, that's
frequent
different.
basis.
When it's your kids, you have, you know.
So quick story before we get into our topic. Years ago when my hubby and I started dating, we were in the car driving, and it was late at night. I think we were going to a Wild game, actually. But he was driving. I was in passenger seat. And we were just talking, and then all of a sudden I looked over at him and I was like, and I sneezed right on his face.
Oh, gross.
He was so mad. He wasn't really mad. I mean, it was obviously an accident. I did not do it on purpose, but I felt so bad. So for years, he's been trying to get me back to do it to me. And I always run away from him. So he never but then one time he did get me. But he didn't do it on purpose that time. It just happened or whatever.
Okay, this is kind of not unrelated, but this is just how this podcast goes. So when I think of like merch and things I want to hand out, I think I'd like to hand out hankies. Like I have a whole bunch of hankies. Very royal.
Remember the calling card one where you were going to have, when you were speaking, like you were going to have your tray?
I do have a tray.
I know, but you were going to like give people calling cards. Remember? That was like one of our first episodes. Or like our 5th or 6th episode.
I do have my tray for my...
I know, but you were like going to... Like, if somebody wanted to connect with you, like, you were going to give them a calling card, not a business card. You were going to give them a calling card. We did the whole episode about the origin of the business card.
Of course we did. What's the point?
Perimenopause.
Yeah. Hello. Hashtag
No,
me.
I'm just saying, like, that fits with it. If you, like, hand out hankies.
Yeah. Like Gilded Age, Bridgerton, the whole thing. Right, because
Which I love.
Hashtag, we're cool. Well, I love hankies because I actually have a bunch of my dad's hankies, and I love hankies because if you've got a nose, if you're sneezing and you're kind of sickly,
if you've got the nose. Apologies for anyone that actually doesn't have a nose, but if you do,
well, because oftentimes if you have a cold, that's what I was trying to say, or you got sniffles. After using Kleenex for a while, your nose gets raw and your nose hurts. So I prefer hankies because they're softer on my nose. And then I just wash them and reuse them. But
is it like velvet? Do you have like velvet hankies?
Okay, that's weird. Clearly she's never had a hanky. But it'd be fun for me to get hankies and get like little crowns embroidered on them. And I give out...
I used to use bandanas a lot in lieu of the hanky.
That is not the same thing. It's not... Although my husband uses a bandana as a hanky, and I'm like, kind of gross. You gotta wash that thing.
Truth.
Anywho, how do you even get here? Sneezing on people? Whatever. All right. So here's what we're gonna. I found every once in a while. Let's start over again, folks. Hi, welcome to Royally Unhinged. So every now and then, did I forget the thing? Oh, good Lord. Okay. Every now and then, I find a little article, a little je ne sais quoi, that I'm like, we need to talk about that on the podcast. And we might not be able to talk about anything because my iPad's going a bonkers. And I find cool things that I tuck away because I'm like, we need to discuss this for sure. So I've got one here. Please hold.
And she lost it.
Where's the link?
I was just watching the whole thing just
if you're listening right now, this is like, what is even going on?
Meta took over.
They know. Where was I?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to the last episode and see what I am talking about.
I'm trying to pull up something that was just right here so I could read it. Good golly, there it is. Okay, story time.
We got there.
So I'm going to read this and then we're going to discuss. Because every once in a while I find things and I'm like, marketing gold. Marketing gold. Tuck that one away for the podcast.
Silver and gold.
Silver and gold. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what we're like? You know SNL when they have Garth and
party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. Wayne's World. That? Wayne's World.
No. No, the one with Kristen Wiig and
your story. I'm just sitting back.
No, they do the segment on the news one.
Just gonna let her keep going.
The whole concept is that they're guests on the news segment with Colin and the other guy. I can't remember his name.
We're sorry to people who are fans of the show and on the show.
But
we have no name.
Kristen Wiig isn't on it anymore, but like she does guest star. But then her and I can't remember his name. but they do a segment where they're like singers, but they come on and they sit and they're like, oh, we have a new song. And they're like, okay, let's listen to it. But they've never rehearsed it before. So they try.
Oh, they're trying to sing it together at the same
Sing it
time?
together at the same time. But they
that's
like
funny.
somebody's leading and the other one tries to like
Figure out what they're saying.
Yes. It's hilarious. That's basically.
Have you ever played game? Okay, now we'll come back to this. Just people are like, "What, Paula? What are you talking about?" No, now you gotta wait. Have you ever played that game where you count and you have to try to say the same word? So it's like I'm thinking of like we tried it. We keep going to see if we can. Like on the count of 3, you got to say a word. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, marshmallows, and we keep going to try to. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Egg.
Abergaster.
And if you keep doing it, eventually you'll say the same word.
And hopefully you're saying a word that's actually a real word.
What is that? Just
Abergaster?
Okay.
I don't know.
Focus. All right. So anyway.
That's the word of the day. Abergaster.
With our podcast, we're always trying to give you value. We're trying to help you out. If it's in the marketing, branding, promotional, get found, make money, business development.
We also try and make you laugh, but mostly
That's going to happen anyway. But we want to make sure that if you're listening to us, you walk away with a little nugget, maybe more than one. But there's always a nugget where you're like, I can do that in my business. I can apply that. I can get it. Mm-hmm. So we're always finding, collecting tidbits, putting them in my basket so that when we come to the podcast, we're ready to go.
Yes.
Story time. Ready? Buckle up. Here's what we're going to discuss.
Buttercup.
This is by a random person on LinkedIn. I don't know. His name's Rob.
How did you even come across it then? Just because
stuff shows up on my thing.
It was the interest post.
When it's like, you should follow this person. I'm like, you should mind your own business, LinkedIn. You're not the boss of me. I have a picture in my office of a regal queen from long ago. Her side profile. Looking very regal. And then across it, in bright pink letters, it says, don't tell me what to do.
I've seen it. There's proof.
Story time with Rob.
Yes.
Every kid who came to our house for Halloween was given the same choice. Do you want candy or a potato? The different reactions were hilarious. Some were confused. Is it a real potato? Younger kids were discouraged by their parents from choosing the starchy vegetable. No, honey, you don't want a potato. And several kids cheered, I got a potato! Yay, potato! Or, potato, let's go! We ran out of potatoes first. It doesn't make sense logically. And if you asked 100 people what they think the reaction would be to offering potatoes to trick-or-treaters, few would have said that the potatoes would be the highlight of the night. Not many would have guessed that the dirt-covered vegetables would create way more excitement than that of the candy. So what's the business lesson I'm going to shoehorn in here? You can sit around all day thinking about what you believe your clients want. And you can fill out worksheets. And you can even soundboard ideas with someone like me. And you might come up with some good stuff. But nothing beats putting offers in front of your clients to see how they respond. There's no better feedback than real experiment, because even what your clients tell you they think they want can be different from how they actually react live in the moment. And there's a photo of candy or a potato. So, discuss.
I mean, I would want the potato.
Yeah. Okay. So,
but here's why.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, first of all, I don't eat sugar, so I can't really have any candy anyways.
Okay, I need to take notes because we're going to break down each one of these because there's a business application to what you just said.
Interesting. So, but the main thing is that, and I think I've actually seen this post before I heard this story. So, yeah. But the uniqueness and the weirdness of the fact of getting a potato versus getting just candy, which you get all the time, that's so just like in mainstream, like it's Halloween, you get candy, that's what you get. But like a potato is something so different and unique that you're like, you'll want the potato.
Sometimes I feel like a Muppet and I want to be like Kermit. I'm just like, "Wah!" That's exactly right. So good. So good. If you're listening, if you're driving, if you're watching, whatever you're doing right now, take note. Log this into your own brain and
In your own noodle.
Hear what we're saying. So, okay, I'm going to start with the second thing that you just said. And here's why I love this. And this is why I love working with clients and helping people. Because what you just said was the weirdness of the potato, of the not expecting it, ends up being what you would choose. Mm-hmm. You have to think about this with marketing. Because too often people are like, oh, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Here's what's normal. Here's what's expected. And what often makes you stand out is when you do what's not expected, when you do something different, when it is the bright colors, when it's the bold marketing, when it's something crazy and kooky and unique. And I know I can struggle with that sometimes because my brand is a little bit out there. And oh my gosh, we're going to have this conversation.
Let's do it.
This was not planned. You know where I'm going.
I know exactly
she knows where I'm going.
I know exactly where she's going. Let's do it.
So I am Princess Paula with Princess Paula Consulting, and I have a very distinct brand. Are there crowns involved? Yes. Is there sparkle?
Literally, there's a crown right there.
Right here. Is there sparkle? Also yes. Now, when I built my brand, I didn't want it being Disney princess. I didn't want it being pink. I wanted it to be royal without being corny. And so when I designed my crown logo, I worked with Holly Burnett's, who we've had on here before. We love her.
Yep.
And when she helped me to create my brand, it was like, I want a strong crown. I want a strong presence that's neither necessarily masculine or feminine, definitely not, princessy, but I want a crown. I want a strong royal. I want colors that are there. Again, no pink, no whatever. It's got to be, I'm a princess, but I'm royalty and I'm strong. And I wanted everything like that because I knew that with the word princess, it could lean into pink princess, like really? That whole thing.
Yep.
And that is not where I was going. And so when I created the brand, I wanted it to be kind of solid, strong. However, I'm coming up on my in July of 2026, it'll be my 3-year anniversary of my business. And I had recently, and we've had this conversation, where I'm getting hired to speak as a keynote speaker or a trainer with whatever, serious businesses, serious companies.
Yep.
And they will verbalize to me, all right, we're having some pushback. They have some issue with the fact that I'm Princess Paula. I'm marketed as princess. They have a problem with the word princess. And I'm not going to lie. There are times when I have to have that conversation and it jolts me off kilter when they're like, okay, our only issue is we love what you say. We know you're really knowledgeable. We love everything we're hearing, but we're just concerned about marketing princess because of what people will think.
Which I'm still really confused at like how they think that there's going to be an issue with marketing that. Like,
because we live in a corporate world is a very serious world, and corporate is serious.
We've had this conversation
and we have to be
before. It's very
serious. We have to be very professional,
very masculine,
and there's
even
like we're serious. Corporate is serious. We need to be serious. If it's not serious, it's not intellectual.
Because you're a fish speaker,
mm-hmm.
So fish psychology or fish lessons talks about having a workplace that is very friendly, fun, inviting, all of that stuff. So like, that's really interesting that you say that, especially with these places that are hiring you, because I'm assuming that they probably know that you're a fish speaker.
Not always. Oh, that's good though. But there is this whole mentality of like C-suite, corporate, executive. We're very serious. We wear suits and we're very serious. And with the way we talk, we're like, that's how you have to be. So when someone like me comes in, I'm like, hey, we're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. And this is why I enjoy this space. Because I always come in like, I'm Princess Paula. We're going to have a good time. And people are like, oh, well, they almost want to write me off until we start having a conversation. And they go, well, hold on a minute. She's really smart. And she knows her stuff. And it's like, yep, I can be fun and energetic and outgoing. Dare I say silly. And I don't want to use the word silly. But it's because I'm also super smart. Sorry, but I know how
you have a personality, and that's a good
I know my zone of smartness or my scope of smartness. But I don't want to come off all the time as like, oh, I'm serious. I'm so like, I don't want to have to be stuffy.
Yeah.
And I also think that's my USP. And that's what makes it different is when I show up, like people have told me again and again, they'll come to one of my talkie talks and they're laughing and they're having so much fun and they're learning so much. And they will literally say, what did we just experience?
Well, because for the majority of the time, when people have speakers come in, it is always a very serious thing. Like, for the longest time, like, I think speakers just in the speaking world, like, you are trying to be really motivational and, like, really hit their emotional side of things. So, like, you feel like you have to be serious. But, like, I think what we all have learned as we have gotten to this point as of today, like even in schools, like kids learning, like people learning things, like they don't do it through you stuffing stuff down their throat. Like they learn it through doing activities that are fun and enticing and something that's memorable for them. So then it sticks with them. It doesn't just go in one ear and out the other. Like it goes in the ear and it actually resonates and it sits in there and it starts becoming part of you.
Okay, I'm going to keep bringing all this back together. I'm going to keep bringing this all back. So I've had to learn that with my brand is to not only know who I am, but know who I'm not and be able to stand confidently in who I am. Know that I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. But the people that love me will love me, but I want to stand out. And if my brand isn't for you, that's fine.
Toodaloo then.
You go find someone who is your, and that's okay because I'm not going to change who I am to fit you. I'm going to be unique, but I'm going to be memorable. So I may not be for you, but you are probably not going to forget me because I am different.
Don't you
forget about me. Don't you
forget about me.
Right. Okay. So, anywhoodly, the potato. Getting back to the potato. So it's being unforgettable. And often when I work with clients, that's it as well. When I'm talking to them and it's like, what makes you really unique? What makes you fun? What is something that you have that nobody else has? What's the space you're in? In finding that USP or finding that differentiator.
That special sauce.
Yeah. And sometimes they're just like, really? Can we do that? Oh, gosh. Okay.
Yes, please do it. Just
because
do it.
everyone wants to do whatever the thing is that they think they need to do. Like, whether it's Google ads. Okay, do we need to do Google ads? Like, why? Are you saying that just because everybody's doing that and you think you have to? Like, maybe instead it is going to be the blimp. Maybe you're going to put your name on the side of a blimp or the side of a cow or the side of a whatever.
Are they going to spray paint the cow?
You put a sign.
On the cow?
Yeah, you drape signs over cows. Oh, gosh, yeah.
Oh, like the fabric.
Oh, like
signs.
fabric. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought you were like
a little sign.
Like
it says, eat more chicken.
Something
if
different.
you know, you know.
Something different.
Okay. Standing out is good. It's unique. And that's why with this whole potato thing, like if kids come to your house, you're like, candy or potato? Because they're not expecting that when someone says, oh, candy or a potato. That's why the kids are like, well, potato.
Okay, but I will say, like, if you go to a house, which I know there's been houses before where, like, they're not giving any candy away and they're giving away, like, toothbrushes because
that's different. Hold on. Because there's not a choice.
There's not a choice.
If you had candy or a toothbrush, I bet you more kids then would be like, oh, I would like the toothbrush.
Would they?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, in this instance, he's saying candy or potato. The expected or the unexpected.
I mean, I'm always going to go for the unexpected, but if it was candy versus a toothbrush, I probably would not go with. I would just walk away. I would just walk away. I don't want any of it.
We should do a little experiment because that's what it is. It's when people are not expecting something. I'm going to go back to, we've done a podcast back before about the Savannah bananas.
Yes.
And there's such a great example of this whole unexpected and what people don't expect and how that builds a fan base, literally and figuratively, by doing things that are unexpected and turning things on its head. And
literally.
Actually, you're right.
Literally.
And so what I like in his whole little blurb, what Rob said on LinkedIn was, it's not what you think necessarily what you think your people are going to want. Oh, because this is it in marketing, Tara. Like, so often we see businesses and people we're working with, they're like, well, this is what I have to do. Like, it's what they think they have to do.
Yeah.
To market their business.
Right.
And we're always asking, why do you think that?
Why? It always comes back to the question of why. Why do you think? Did somebody tell you that? Is that just what your competitors are doing? Do you know that? Have you talked to them? This is really interesting because we all know surveys are a thing. Like after you use a service, it's always you get a survey, like how was your experience, blah, blah, blah. I honestly hate doing surveys. I think it's really annoying. But I wonder if there's different companies that could do like different focus groups specifically. Or like, because like I'm always telling my clients too, like if you do book a client, book a lead, whatever, like how are you, well, it's coming back to the flywheel concept, like how are you keeping them to go out and market for you? Like how are you differentiating yourself from your competitor, doing something different so that you have more of a personal touch instead of doing something different and unique? Because like I feel like as business owners, we're all just going through the motions, doing the same things, but like what are you doing that's different? Like I really want you guys to think about like what are you doing that's different? Like did you see something that your competitor was doing and then you started doing that too? Or did you see it and you started making it your own? Or like you twisted it a little bit so it's like a little bit better than what, like I'm really curious to know like if there's something that you've seen that a competitor or something has been doing, or something that's just industry standard, like this is just what you do. If you started doing it, like how did you make it your own and how did you twist it? Twist is a weird way to phrase it.
Yeah,
but how did
like,
you switch it up? How did you overcome the standard and do something that was out of the norm and very potato-y?
and I love it. Like for me, obviously, given the field that we're in, every time I see something, I go, oh, I will let them know. I'll be like, this is brilliant. Because a lot of times I'm jealous. There's a lot
For
of times
not
I'm like,
thinking about it
yes.
first.
And I'll just be like, dang it, that's really good. I wish I had thought of that.
Yeah.
And when I see people doing something really well and doing it good, I'm like, oh, that's really good. Well done. Because when somebody thinks outside of what everybody else is doing, that's good stuff.
So, prime example of this, with my client that I travel with, to different conferences that he speaks at, and he does national coaching and all of this stuff. So when I started traveling with him, I got branded microphones that are specifically his brand colors, has his logo on the mic block, all of that stuff. So we would go around and we would interview different people, ask them different questions. I would compile the content, put it in for social media, all of that stuff. But so that was something that was just a little bit different in the industry. Like I saw a couple other people doing it, but they didn't they just had a standard microphone. Like it wasn't super branded. So now the fact that the microphones are, the foam tops are orange and blue, like people call them the Gatorade interviews or the Gatorade mics because it looks like those colors.
Yeah.
But like everyone has been commenting about them. So now other people are starting to do the same thing. So now we've kind of twisted it again. So we have this new campaign that's out where I have these certain little figurines that I do, that I print, and then we hide them in these different expos, and then we get hype about it and we have people go find them. They get a surprise if they find them and then find my client to do a picture with it and all this stuff. The amount of crazy people that are out there that are like, oh my gosh, did somebody find the dinosaur yet? Did somebody find it? Did somebody like the people went nuts over this because it's something different, and it's something with these conferences, like you go around, you walk around, you go and listen to different speakers, different breakouts, whatever. It's like the norm. It's like, it's standard. That's it's what it's always been. But when you add a different element to it, well, now people are running around trying to find this little figurine that could be hiding something. It's like this big, so it could be anywhere in the expo center. And then they get a surprise once they get it. Like, it's something different.
That's fun.
And unique. So it's just like, again, it's always coming back to thinking outside of the box and not going with the norm and standing yourself apart. Like,
well, and what did he say? Like, hold on. Where did it go? Oh dear, now it's
oh,
gone.
it totally just.
I hate when that happens.
It's gone.
Okay, what I like is he said, nothing beats putting offers in front of your clients to see how they respond. Right? Even what your clients tell you they think they want can be different from how they actually react live. Okay, so let's take Halloween, for instance. So we think our client or the kids, what they want is candy. And they might even say like, oh yeah, well, we want candy.
Yeah.
until they're given another option. And suddenly when they're given another option, lo and behold, they actually want potatoes, but they didn't know they wanted potatoes.
Okay, this is really funny. And once this episode airs, I'm actually going to send this to one of my clients because I literally was just having this conversation with them.
You're welcome.
About an offer because they've had the same promo for however long. They kind of switch it up every quarter or whatever.
Okay.
But it's typically the same promo that they've been doing. So now we were just talking about like, oh, there's this other promotion that a competitor of theirs started doing. They've never done this promotion before. So they're like,
dun, dun, dun.
What if we started doing that? Like, should we do it? And I was like, I don't know if I would only do that. Like, I think you need to give an option. And I literally told them this. I think you need to do an option of what you've been doing with 20% off or give them another option because people like choices. So especially if you're giving them a choice, if it's candy or a potato, they feel like they're in charge. They feel like they're valued because they have the option to choose what their outcome is instead of just saying, you're only stuck in this, like this is what it is. So now we're going through this client. Oh my gosh, this is just, it's just, it all just, the universe lined up. The fact that it's just like, they're literally going to start implementing this now of giving an option of 2 different promotions and then see where it goes. And then we were talking about like, oh, well, there's, what was it? JCPenney's. Mm-hmm. They, at some point, it was like the fall of JCPenney's because they stopped doing discounts at one point in time. Like they stopped giving coupons and then Kohl's, I think, did it for a little bit. This was a while ago. Yeah. And then it was like the down of Kohl's, like people just wouldn't go there anymore because there was no other discount. And then like JCPenney was,
man, they're the only place I go to now. I absolutely love JCPenney.
Really? I don't think
they've made a huge comeback. All of my clothes come from JCPenney.
None of my clothes come from JCPenney.
I absolutely love JCPenney.
But you know, just the fact of they tried something of doing the no discounts and then they lost like a lot of customers because of it. So now we're trying to figure out like, do we switch it up and like maybe you have the 1 discount 1 month and then switch it to this no interest discount and then switch it to another month where there's no discounts. But like would people, so that's why I'm coming back to this focus group thing of something.
But again, sometimes I think you don't know until you either ask
you don't know until
or you try it. Okay, but here's also the
try.
difference between like, let's say you and I, because I am a consultant. So I sit in the space of consulting. I'm not the doer, I'm the consulter. And a lot of marketing companies will come around and be like, oh, hi business. Yeah, okay, you want to do Google ads, you want to do digital ads, you want to do this or this. Yeah, we can do that for you. They're not necessarily having the conversation of, and I don't know, maybe they are. I shouldn't put this out there.
Doing this,
does this make most sense or what else can we try? Because they're coming up going, here are the things that we do. So we're going to try to get you into one of these things.
I will say the majority of marketing agencies
are wonderful.
Should be asking those questions.
Okay, but hold on. If you, no. Okay, hold on. We're going off the rails. Because if I'm a marketing company, or let's say I'm a restaurant. If I'm a restaurant and I offer 3 things, hot dogs, hamburgers, pretzels. Those are the 3 things I make and I sell and I offer. And you come in, I'm not going to ask you if you would like a bowl of ice cream. I'm going to say, do you want hot dog, hamburger, or pretzel, or all 3? Because that's what you need to eat and that's what I'm selling. I'm not going to ask you, what are you in the mood for? Because I sell hot dogs, hamburgers, and pretzels. So most marketing agencies specialize in digital ads, SEO, whatever. So when you come in, they're like, here are the things. They're not going to go, hey, why don't we go put your face on a sign on the side of a cow?
No, what I'm saying is though, like the good marketing agencies will ask the questions about what you should be doing, not just throw the things at you that you should be doing all of it.
But they only have those things to offer.
No, but they do. Like I'm saying, like they do digital ads, social media,
right,
website, but like...
So they might not be thinking to offer something that isn't one of those things.
Right.
Like if you come into my restaurant and I'm like, hi, let's have a conversation. What would be the best thing for you? A hot dog, a hamburger, or a pretzel? What if the best thing for you was lasagna? That's actually the best thing for you. But since that's not something I offer, I'm not going to bring it up.
But that's also what I'm saying, because me being as one of the doers, that I do the things and not consult on the things, when I go through my process, I'm asking those questions like, what are you doing? What aren't you doing? Like, what do you feel like you need, like, going through the questions,
Okay.
asking them, if I don't
But
offer
if
it,
it
then
was-
I have a referral partner
Okay,
that
hold
I
on
send it
though.
to.
Not just that. If you were, you know, anyway, okay, yeah.
She's broken.
I'm AI and I just broke. Yeah, but if you're listening right now, this makes absolutely no sense. Just
Just go
fast
watch
forward.
your faces, because I have a ton of thumbnails right now that I can use.
Sorry, just give you another one. But this is the point. So if someone comes into you and you're sitting talking to them and you're like, well, let's see what makes most sense. If it's a hot dog, a hamburger, or a pretzel. And as you're talking to them, you're like, they need lasagna. Like, that's really the best thing for them. So either you're
White
person
labeling it.
A, no, you're either person A going, they actually really need lasagna, but I don't sell lasagna. So I think a hot dog would be the best thing for you.
Yeah.
Pay me for a hot dog, and that's because there are businesses that do that are like, okay, no, let's break this down. First option is the business doesn't even think about lasagna. They're just like, it's either hot dog, hamburger, or pretzel. I'm selling you one of those things.
Yeah.
Period. So there are businesses that do that. Then there are businesses that will actually ask the questions, take some time and go, let's see what you want. Is it a hot dog, a hamburger, or a pretzel? And then they go, you actually need lasagna.
Yeah.
Well, I don't sell lasagna, so hot dog it is. Okay, that's another kind of business that's out there. Mm-hmm. Then there might be the business that it's like, do you need a hot dog, hamburger, whatever? You need a lasagna? I know someone, because I've built a relationship with someone who has lasagna. So you know what? I'm going to send you over to them.
Yep. That's me.
And I think there might even be like a fourth type of business out there.
I feel like there is. If there's you need this or that, well, that's the one I was going to say, is like if they white label or something. So like they still keep it in-house.
Yes. So they'd be like, you actually need lasagna. So they'll just be like, okay,
I can do that. And then on the back end, you're like flipping,
you're
making your own noodles, but you're
working with somebody else.
You're having somebody else make the noodles for the lasagna, but it's still there. You're getting paid for the lasagna.
So those really are the four ways. And we're usually trying to find out, like when we talk to people, at least for me as a consultant, because again, I'm a consultant. I'm going to come in and sit down and be like, where are things at? What's going on? What makes most sense? And I will try to figure out who people have been working with. Mm-hmm. Like, have they asked you about what you need? Because oftentimes there are people that are just like, as soon as they sit down with you, they're kind of going, all right, you either need a hot dog, hamburger, or pretzel. Let's figure out which one. Maybe I can sell you all three.
Well, and it's the cookie cutter sort of, marketing plan or digital plan or whatever it is.
Which isn't necessarily
people, it's
bad.
not necessarily bad, but I think the difference of what you're saying, that similar people in my field that are the doers, like, and what you do as a consultant, like you'll sit down with them, go through the questions of like, what are you doing? What aren't you doing? What are some ideas? What are your goals? Like, where do you want to be? Because then we use that information and then we customize their plan. So it's not cookie cutter and it's actually specific to what their goals, dreams, ambitions, all of that junk. Sorry, it's not junk. It's great stuff.
Your dreams and ambitions are junk. There you go. Thanks for watching, folks.
It's great things. But we take that information and we make it so it's not cookie cutter, because the same plan that works for this person in this industry is not going to work for their competitor who's also in that industry doing the same thing, because they could have different
Well,
goals.
it could. Hold on. It could, because a whole bunch of us could just be doing, hamburger, hot dog, or pretzel. But let's get back to the thing.
Then we're going back to that.
Yeah. Because if everybody's serving up hamburger, hot dog, pretzel, and all of a sudden you show up, be like, I got lasagna, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, what is that? Yeah. Was that even an option? We didn't know that was. We can have a candy or a potato. Potato, please.
Yeah. But then it brings it back to being different. So if you have business A doing cookie cutter, business B doing cookie cutter, and then you're like, what should I be doing? Don't do the cookie cutter. Do something that's different. And
for some people, they're going to.
A potato.
For some people, they're like, I don't know. I'm too busy doing my business, running the business, making the thing. How do I just market? Like, someone just help me get some customers and clients. So they're going to do the cookie cutter or the basic thing. And that's not necessarily wrong. Like, if that's where you find yourself.
It's not wrong. You'll probably still get leads off of it, but you're not going to be.
It's okay to be unique.
Where you're wanting to be. Yeah. Like, you might not, you can do it. You'll get the stuff in, but it's just like, well, what's the difference with me going with business A versus, as a consumer, why should I go with business A versus business B? Oh, that's a lot of just blib, blib, blib.
She's breaking her AI. See, at some point, both of us just
But what's the differentiator to make me go with this company versus this company if they offer the same thing? They led me to their door the exact same way through their marketing. Like, why am I choosing one or the other? Like, there's no unique factor. There's nothing different between them. That's why I don't like cookie cutter stuff.
Totally agree. And don't you find that, like, if I come back to this whole Halloween example, you know the kids are all talking. Did you go to that house over there? That house has potatoes. Did you get one of the potatoes from this house? And that's what you're always trying to generate around your product and your service, to where people are like, well, to your point, when they come to the conferences and they're like, did you get the little mini figurine? Like, did you find it? Did you? Because you're creating...
It's a talking point.
Yeah. And it's creating excitement.
Creating buzz about something that people are excited to go and talk about.
Which is why, like, we talked about how we're going to be in person at some expos that are coming up. And Tara and I have had this conversation so many times that when you're creating your table for an expo and everyone does the same thing.
Do we have time to record hamburger, one more episode?
Hot dog, hamburger, pretzel. And everyone just like, here's some brochures and some pens, and I'm going to sit in a chair behind my table. And it's awful.
Okay, I'm going to give an example. So this last year, summer, Paula and I were at an outdoor event. We had a booth there. We were manning 2 booths. But we had one where we were recording for the podcast at one as well. There was a table or a booth that was next to us that had their little stands up, had their little stuff that you could buy and all that. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Not yet.
Okay, then I'm just going to keep going with this.
I'm waiting.
So they had their stuff set up, but they had the table in front of them and they just sat behind the table the entire time. They did not go out and talk to people. They did not ask them questions. They did not. So then
the ones that were selling the ones that were selling product?
Yes.
Okay, so they were selling product that, like, food that you could eat and touch, and things that you could touch.
And they were just sitting behind the table the whole time. So what did Paula and I do?
We showed them how it's done.
How you're supposed to do it. So we're out. We got trays of the stuff. We're like, oh, have you? Because they had samples. So we're like, oh, have you tried this? It's a sweet treat that you could. So we're like literally interacting and mingling. Did a lot of people go up and buy stuff after then? Heck yeah, they did. Because they got to try it. It was something different. They had, and I'm not saying like go and like be the sleazy, like, hey, come to my booth. And
no, but we were laughing with people. We were interacting
fun with them.
And actually showing them what it is. Because a lot of these expos, fairs, whatever it is, you're walking around and you actually don't want to walk too close to the table because it just...
You feel like they're just going to try and bring you in and then just sell you on something. Yeah. So, like, you don't want to get...
So it's hard. Like, you're trying to walk by to see what they are and be interested, but maybe not too close. And so if you can have a fun interaction... Like, when I help people with a booth, I'm always like, have something fun and different that draws people in, but where it's a little bit unexpected.
And maybe, like, I know a lot of people have, like, the spinny wheel and things. Like, you spin it, you get a prize. Like, I'm not saying that that's not great. But maybe have like a really interesting prize or something that's not just like a piece of candy or a bouncy ball or something. Like something that's different and unique from that wheel so that people will be going around and talking. Because I can tell you another event that I just went to, they had the soccer simulator. So you got to kick the ball and you got to try and kick it past the goalie and stuff. Well, if you go to try it, you got a branded soccer ball. Well, when people started walking around with these soccer balls, I had people coming up to me. I'm walking around with my soccer ball. I had people coming up to me.
Where'd you get it from?
Where'd you get it from? Where'd you get it? So then they go over and then and that's just word of mouth.
Yeah, and that's generating excitement. It's a potato.
It's a potato.
So rather than just giving out a pen and a koozie.
Which I have my own thoughts on. Pens and koozies. I'm sorry. I don't like them.
Same.
I think they're overused.
Promo people, I'm sorry. And if you're sitting here going, that's our swag. Your swag needs to tie into your business. It needs to make sense for what you do as a business, what you sell, provide. It has to tie in.
Here's a really easy one for landscapers. If you're a landscaper or in that realm of things And I'm saying this because at another expo that Paul and I were recording at, we had people coming up to us and asking us about swag and their table, like their booth, how it was set up and all that. And something that Paula threw out at them, and she probably doesn't even remember this, was to get like the little building blocks for, or even if it was like kinetic sand that you put into like the molds, and then like you have a table that kids can come and like play with it there while you're talking to their parents about their new landscaping project or something like that. Like that's something different. That's not just like, here, spin the wheel. Here, have a can koozie. Here, have a
And if you are going to do a spin the wheel, if you're like, well, if you're going to have a spin the wheel, then make it really different where it's the beginning of a math question. Like maybe it says 4 + 2 and they have to guess the answer. Or they spin the wheel and they take a card from a pile. Like something more interactive. Again, depending on what your industry is and what you're trying to communicate with your booth. But you got to stand out. You got to be something different.
I think we're getting into trade show season, so we will probably do a more robust episode on trade show booths coming up here. Just because we are getting into there. I know home shows coming up here really soon, and different things. So we will try and give that episode maybe sooner than later, but to give you some ideas on what does work and does not work with a booth. We kind of touched on it.
You know what would be fun sometime too is if we kind of go online or go on, social media or whatever and ask people for questions, like kind of like their burning questions or their marketing questions or what they think. Or maybe at like one of the next networking meetings that we're at, we kind of hand out slips of paper and just say, we're looking for just any question that you have, something that you're wondering about. And we can do some episodes where we answer questions.
I love doing those types of videos for clients, like a Q&A sort of.
Yeah, we'll like pull it out of a bowl and, all right, here's the next one. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, so if you have questions that you have about marketing, networking, maybe
how do they get them to us? That's the catch.
Well, you can comment below, or you can DM us. You can send an owl. You can...
Yeah, we need to figure this out. We need to have a little link or a little something that's like the burning, I don't know, TBD. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for a lot of things because we are coming up on actually when this episode probably airs, it will have been after our 1 year.
1 year. We've been together for a year. We need to have like a little cake. We have to do like a 1 year smash cake or something.
Podiversary smash cake. I already have a logo for the podiversary party, just FYI.
And then we need to have like a little Royally Unhinged cake. Oh my gosh, we need to do something.
Do you know what I had an idea? Okay, this episode is airing after this probably already happened. But my idea was that we were going to, we'll do the podiversary like little shindig party or something on the 18th because I come back from another conference.
Yeah, but I leave on the 19th.
That's Thursday. That's a Thursday.
Yeah.
So our Wednesday episode would be the 18th. I come back the 18th. So I'm like, what if we did a late recording at a tattoo parlor for our little shindig and got our tattoos on the 18th?
Okay. TBD. Okay, we're going to need to figure this out.
Yeah, we have things to figure out. So just stay tuned. We're going to be at a couple expos. We will be at the Forest Lake Expo, which I think as of this time we might have one spot left.
Yeah.
Or maybe none. I don't really know. Woodbury Expo will be there. That one's all filled up. But please come by and say hi to us. We love just like when we're recording, we just have people walking by like taking
when we're in the wild,
waving to us. Like it's just fun. And then we can do a selfie. We can take a selfie with you or something.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do something.
We'll give you a koozie.
Yeah, I'll have one koozie that has, I don't know.
Autographed.
Yes, because that's what you guys want. You want our autographs. I know you do. I know you do.
Oh my gosh.
But it's going to be fun. And we just have greatness that's just still coming with podcasts. So...
All right, so until next time, give out potatoes. Fine, we'll have a potato.
I want a T-shirt now that says
potato.
It's a potato or give a potato or something.
Give a potato.
Give a potato.
Think of something different and don't be afraid to be you and to be different and to stand out and be unique because I said so. We're so glad that you hung out with us all the way to the end. If you did, and you're looking for
Nope, not yet.
Okay, never mind. Until next time, friends, I'm one of your co-hosts, Princess Paula, along with my lovely potato-free co-host.
Oh, potato free. Okay, I'm Tara B.
Do you want to be a potato? That. Oh my gosh.
That Tara B.
And together, the two of us are, as always, starch-free and...
Now I'm getting a shirt that says starch free. I'm Tara B. Starch free.
We're still
Royally unhinged.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, folks. It's another podcast. Like and subscribe.
Need to take it down and not
Stay tuned. Buy our merch. Subscribe.
Now it's time for Dumbledore.
Where's Dumbledore, Tara?
I actually don't
He's
remember.
right there.
Oh, there he is. I didn't remember.
So good. All right, friends. Till next time, eat your potatoes.
Starch free.
Be unhinged.